Can you explain HRV to a 5-year-old?
HRV, so it looks at the way our heart beats, and our heart shouldn't be a metronome. It shouldn't sound like a clock ticking. It should speed up naturally. It should slow down naturally. It should be really variable. And tracking that over time gives you some insight into how much stress you have. We would call it allostatic load, which is not 5-year-old typically appropriate, and this is where I wrote my first article on intermittent fasting, kind of went out to the CrossFit community in 2005. And by 2006, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Because I released it into a bunch of type A like idiots, who were like, oh, 16 hours is great. And 22 or 23 hours must be even better. Oh, and I'll eat 5 grams of carbs a month. And it's just super overreaching, overtraining. And so it's really looking at the total stress load that an individual takes in. And that's something that historically we've been like, well, if you're a student athlete, you can go work out hard because all you're doing is sitting on your ass studying. But it's like, oh, well, cramming for that calculus exam is actually super exhausting. You can't just like separate that stuff out. And, you're not going to recover the same way from physical activity if you're really mentally challenged at the same time. And that's just kind of more like a possibly enjoyable stress, or at least a stress that we've chosen, to say nothing of a sick kid at night or a police officer that has shift work and stuff like that. So the HRV just is a imperfect but very good measure of the total stress load an individual has. And it gives you an objective feedback, where you're green, yellow, or red typically is what it will tell you. And you have to divine the tea leaves a little bit. It doesn't always give you the straight dope. You have to read between the lines a little bit, but where oftentimes people will be like, I feel like garbage today, but I'll go in and just kind of motor through. And sometimes it works out, but oftentimes that's the thing that's what got me sick. Like I was teetering on the brink of having a sore throat and getting a cold, and that thing pushed you over. And paying attention to the HRV can really help folks to navigate around that.